Yes, people, welcome back to another episode of the Mindset Curriculum, episode 7. And today's special guest is a man who has been making waves in the men's mental health scene for years around the Merseyside area. And I'm about to play a short clip that will demonstrate the calibre of this man, so stay tuned and stick around, it's going to be a special one.
It come from the darkest moments in my life. We're just going through life, stacking problems, made me want to put my hand out and help more men.
It helped save my life. We've all got something in common. It's like a brotherhood, it's like a family.
It's getting out into nature, it's reconnecting with the things that are important to you, but it's probably more than anything just a safe space.
I want to elevate men. Let's go a bit more past our comfort zones. When they get home later and they see that they've been a part of that, magic happens there. That's when that voice in your head go, I'm going back there next month.
So without further ado, let me introduce you to Mr. Brian Crane, aka GoPro Bry. Okay, welcome back to another episode of the Mindset Curriculum, and today we've got a very, very special guest, Mr. Brian Crane. So, Brian wants to get you on the podcast. I'm talking very loud here, aren't I? It's okay, if I keep forgetting I've got a microphone. And since going on a Thrive walk with you the other week, I thought it'd be amazing to get you on the podcast with so many things that are going on at the minute in your community. The walks are going really well. We've got a Runcorn wellness centre. What's the name of this centre, by the way?
It's just the Thrive Hub, we called it.
The Thrive Hub. And you're doing a lot of amazing work for the community. So I thought it'd be a really, really good guest to get on the podcast. And thank you for coming and giving your time.
No worries, mate. Thanks for coming down.
So anyone who doesn't know Brian, you can look at his journey through the Thrive. Is it called Thrive Men's
Thrive Wellness and Mental Health. So Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah, check them out on Facebook, Instagram, Thrive Men's Mental Health and Wellbeing. And Brian is the founder of this group, but also he's a family man. You've got a wife and some kids.
Wife, 2 kids.
A wife and 2 kids. He's also, fun fact, played in the same team as Gerard.
That's
correct?
Right, lad.
Yeah.
Long time
what year
ago.
was that?
Well, you're asking me now. So from the age of 14, from the age of 12 up to 14.
Wow.
Yeah, 5 years at Liverpool.
Sick. So he's played in the same team as Gerard. Also had your own successful business renovating bathrooms, correct?
Yeah, Tip Top Bathrooms.
Tip Top Bathrooms. Get on them. Has that got an Instagram?
Don't get on us no more. I packed it in.
Oh, he's packed it in. Okay. But he's a successful businessman and has passed it in his prime. And for me, the most impressive accolade for me is the hundreds of men that you've supported across Merseyside. So do you want to tell us a little bit about sort of where you've come from? Tell us a little bit about what you're here for today. What's your message?
Yeah, well, mate, you're coming on the walk, on the last walk, and I think it was my first one back after 3 months after we'd seen the documentary. I gave myself a little bit of time out, and I was only looking to have about a month off and then get back on the walk, but 1 month turned into 3, and a few little issues come up myself that I had to navigate through again. But then, yeah, we got the walks going again, and there you were, turned up on this walk, and I think what it was when you come home from the walk, you went home and you put this reel together, and I've never really seen anyone do that, come out on the walks. We've had people come on the walks and go home and send me amazing messages of what it's done for them, but to see what you done, come home and put a little video together of your experience of turning up for the first time on a walk, blew me away, mate. So it got me quite intrigued on your page then, who's this, where's Odgie? And so yeah, I had a good look through your page and seen we had similar things. You play football yourself at a high level. And yeah, I think we definitely had the same personality. So when you reached out about the podcast, mate, I thought, you know what, I'd done 2 before, and I thought, well, that's it now for me podcast. But it was 2 years ago, and I thought, no, you know what, it's time to jump back in now. We've had a lot going on in the last 2 years, and I think it's time to sit back down again and let people catch up on where we're at now with the walk. So,
Boss.
Yeah, let's get some talking done and see where we're at.
Sound. So anyone listening today, the focus primarily is going to be talking about, obviously, men's mental health and sort of the crisis that is going on in the world, what you're doing in terms of the walks and how you're helping people. Brian's also going to be talking a little bit about Brian's mystery night at the end. Yeah, we'll leave that for now. And also there's a big documentary that's going to be coming out. When's that going to be coming out?
It's actually out now, but it's in 2 film festivals at the minute. So people are asking me, like, where can I see the film? Well, it's actually out now on the London Breeze Film Festival. So there's a link on our Instagrams. I think it's £20 to see the link, but you get a variety of a lot of films that have happened this year. But ours is in there. It's been chosen, and wow, it's a powerful documentary. I think I've let you see
I've seen it.
Seen it yourself. So I'm hoping after the film festivals are done, I've got it there and I can share it on my platforms, and it'll inspire more men to get out and be a part of this group that I've created.
100%. And I feel privileged that I have seen this. I had exclusive access, didn't I, through a cheeky link that you sent out.
I thought you needed to see it, mate, especially if we were doing a podcast. It'll give you a more of an insight of what we've been doing over the past 4 years.
Definitely, yeah. So when it is out, definitely give it a watch, because like I cried. I think I told you, didn't I? It made me cry, this. And I'm sure my dad, who sat over there as well, will cry when he watches it. But like some of the stories, and just like, how long did they film that over a period? Because it must have been a lot of footage.
I think it was about 6 months they come out. I think they come out with us for about 4 or 5 walks. But the funny thing was, like, how it come about is there was a local man from Runcorn. Well, the two lads were from Runcorn, but his dad was looking to come on the walks, and I think that stigma of getting out with a load of men that you don't know. So his son, who works for Sky Sports, Zach, who made the documentary, he was actually back in Runcorn, so he brought his dad on the walks, and they come together, and then we got out walking, and it's not just a walk, as you know. I think we delve into a few things, bit of a sharing circle, we do a cold water dip and that. And when he finished, he was like, well, I just thought we were going on a walk here, mate. He said, I've never seen men doing that before. He said, that's something new to me. He said, and then he messaged me, because he's got a small little film production company, he's up and coming, and he just said, I need to document this. How do you feel about the camera crew coming out? And I was like, mate, let's do it. So the funniest thing is, like, I had about 50 odd men at the car park, and had this camera crew turn up, and I was like, listen, lads, we've got a film crew with us today, and if you don't want to be on camera, you want your faces blocked out, because you never know, you could have had a couple of criminals there and they didn't want to be seen. So it was quite funny, and it was something new, and we just went with the flow. We done what we done every month, and allowed the film crew to do what they done. So we never knew what was going to be the end product. I didn't even know. I hadn't even seen it till the premiere that night as well. So I watched it with everyone else in that room for the first time. And
everyone in tears a bit.
I was at the front, and I think there was a few more tears, but especially listening to the story that you mentioned, as soon as he mentioned that, because I think I set this up because I was looking at the statistics, and I was definitely there myself of male suicide, and I said to my wife after I sort of fixed myself and got myself on a new level, is I didn't want another man going through what I wanted to, and if I can set this movement up and help save another man's life, I've done my job. And then when you actually hear it on the documentary, someone confirming it, it just hit home, and the tears flowed, lad. I was proud of what I've created for the first time.
Sick. So, as I said, the documentary is coming out, and then there's also a song as well, which hopefully we're going to play at the end. So loads of interesting stuff. So stick around if this sounds interesting. Okay, so this is something I was intrigued about when I seen your name on Instagram. I was trying to find you. I was typing in Brian Crane, it weren't coming up, and I realised it was GoPro Bri. So can you tell the listeners a little bit about where GoPro comes from?
All right, so that's it's come from my kids, that. So I bought a GoPro years and years ago when they first come out, and we're going on like family holidays. We went to America twice, but the first time we went to America, it was the first time I had my GoPro, and I was one of these dads. Back then, I was salt of the earth, you know, no worry in the world. There was never ever worried, never ever had a problem with mental health, and I'm walking around America with a GoPro stuck to my head. And I'm on the rides with the kids, and the kids are looking at me going, take that off, Dad. Like, and we're in the Busch Gardens, and because it was New Year's Eve, and I'm dancing around footage, and the kids were just embarrassed of me. So anyway, I kept my GoPro for years, and even when we come home, because the kids, I was over there at the GoPro, even my daughter's mates would come in, and they call me GoPro Bri. So then years later, when I decided to do this, I mean, I wasn't really into social media back then and all that. And then my daughter said about setting up my own Instagram page and I need to change my name. And I was like, what can I call myself? And then straight away she said, should be GoPro Bry. So I just set it up as GoPro Bry. As well, we were getting out in nature as well. So I was taking the GoPro there. So that's when GoPro Bry was born on the Instagram.
So you've been an influencer for a long time, really, then, haven't you?
The word influencer, like,
No, only
do you
messing.
know, do you know what? Influencer and all that. If I can influence someone to change the ways, I'll gladly be called an influencer.
Yeah.
But listen, we've all got to influence ourselves, haven't we?
I feel like the word influencer's got like a negative tone to it now because there's so many. You think when you say influencer, you think of these like social media models and like these fellas who are like influencing you with like Love Island type crap, all that rubbish.
That's not me,
But
lad.
you can be a positive influencer. That's what we're both trying to do, innit?
Yeah, 100%. If it's doing that side where I don't mind being called an influencer.
Men's positivity influencer. That's a good title, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll take that.
I like it.
Yeah.
Nice. So GoPro Bry. Nice. Okay, so the main focus really of this podcast episode and sort of your specialism, your passion is helping men and lifting men up in life. So I'm intrigued, you know, what things have happened in your life that has led you to being where you are today, being, I would call you like a mental health advocate, yeah, or like a men's mental health influencer, like we said before. Talk to us about your experiences and sort of where you came from to where you are today.
Yeah, okay, mate. So I'll tell you where it come from. So obviously I had a very low dip in life, and that led me to go on a men's retreat called Men Without Masks. It was about 4 years ago now. Martin Bone was a facilitator on the course, and it was him who led me to get on the course. I was checking in with him through social media and that. There was actually 40 guys who were interested in this course, and there being a guy who'd already done the course before, very wealthy guy, and he'd sat on Men Without Masks, and he was that blown away with the course that when he finished with it, he said, like, every man in the world should do this. But to give back, he said, if you ever see a man who quite can't make the criteria, because there's quite a lot of money to go on this retreat, he'd be willing to pay half the fee. Now, I had a bit of a meltdown one day with me missus, and I went in my Zen shed and I was following Martin on his app, and I just clicked on a podcast, and it was Men Without Masks, and I sat there and I listened to 4 men, especially the guy who diverged the course, Craig White. And he sat down with 4 of his fingers, and I was listening to men, especially this one, Dave, who he was telling his story, and it resonated with me so much how I was feeling. And I can remember by the end of the podcast, I was in tears. I went back into my wife and I said, listen, if we go out tomorrow, I need you to listen to this podcast because this is how I was feeling. So we went out the next day and she listened to it. By the time we got to Langol, she was in tears because I think she was just looking at me like, why is he changing so much? And then when she understood what I was going through and how another man was feeling, she was the one who said, you need to get on this. So when I inquired about the course, as men do, Martin sent me the itinerary and straight for the price. Didn't even look at the itinerary, and I think the price tried to talk me out of it, as it does a lot of men. It tries to keep you in your comfort zones. And then Martin contacted me and he said, listen, something's levitating me towards you. I want to give you this opportunity that this guy, Ian Welsh, just give. So I ended up going on the course for half the fee.
Boss.
And wow, what a 5 days. It transformed my life. It brought me back to life. It taught me about traumas that I didn't even know I carried. We touched on before, I played for Liverpool for 4 years, but I never made it, so I had to just crack on with life. But I suppressed that.
Yeah.
And later on, it'd play out in other ways, especially when I was working in factories, and I was like, how was I gone from people telling me he was going to be this big footballer, and I'd had England trials, was on Liverpool's books for 5 years, and now I'm stuck in a factory.
You lose your identity, don't you? And it's like
lose it, lad.
Who you are is being taken away from you.
Yeah, that's just who I thought I was going to be, and like even down to how other people perceive me, like, fucking hell, how's he gone from being a footballer to working in a factory?
Yeah. You feel embarrassed.
Yeah, I felt like a failure.
Yeah.
That was a big one. But when I sat on the course and learned about traumas and how they can hold us back and learning how to release them, It was Craig White who one day said to me how I was speaking there on the course and that. He said, I see you as maybe you maybe be a leader on the football pitch. Maybe you were meant to be a leader of men of society. And as soon as he said that,
Something switched in your head.
something switched, because I'd gone through my suicidal period where I had suicidal thoughts, and I was in a lonely place, and I thought, I need to bring men together here,
Yeah.
and we need to talk about this. The more I'd done it, the more I realised how many other men had gone through that suicidal thought process, or actually had gone on to take their own life. So I felt my calling was there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. And then I don't know if you obviously I listened to one of your previous podcasts on the good, bad, and the ugly, and you talked about the Malcolm Cove story.
Yeah.
Would you like to share a little bit about sort of what it is that led you there? 'Cause I think a lot of people would be able to relate to it.
Yeah, 100%.
If you feel comfortable sharing that.
No, I think it should be shared like this. What I do the walks for, because we need to be open.
Yeah.
And I think with me being open today, it might just inspire another man
100%.
to open up or seek help, or
Yeah.
maybe jump on one of our walks and tell them how we're feeling. But I was in that moment where I was out hiking all the time in lockdown. I think lockdown, it started for a lot of people. I went from a workaholic on the bathrooms, where I think like when people are working and they're just buried their head in work all the time, we're suppressing our actual feelings. So
Yeah.
if I was working all the time, I don't never have time to
You
stop.
don't think about it. It's
Don't think about
distraction,
nothing.
innit?
So
Yeah.
then lockdown come, we're forced to stay in our houses, and then you haven't got that routine no more. You start thinking then, don't you?
Yeah.
And I certainly jumped on Instagram then, and I was people watching people
Yeah.
and scrolling,
Comparing and stuff.
and I thought, you know what, I'm going to get out. I think Scouts are in the van, they were out all the time, and well, I'm going to start getting out. So I got really into me hiking, but I was hiking on my own and walking on my own. I loved it for the first couple of months, but then the more I was walking on my own, the thoughts started coming again. We were still in lockdown. My money was dwindling away that I'd saved up, and then the worry then, because I was self-employed. And I was always being a bit of a worrier, even in work. Even if it was 3 months booked up, I'd be the person who was worrying about month 4 and 5. So then when there's no work and then your money's dwindling, the worry of all this, I give up, mate. And I went out for a walk one day. I went to Malham Cove on my own, felt great in the morning, done a cold water dip at Janet's Foss, which all the lads know now because we've been there about 3 times. And then I got to the top of Malham Cove, and it was eerie because there was no one out that day. It was just me. I didn't see a soul. Wasn't a car in the car park. And I got to the top and sat on the edge, and then the thought process come then. And I feel like I went into a bit of a trance. I was thinking about just jumping off the edge. Could this just be the end of all my worries? No one would really worry about me no more. And then I'd think about my daughter and getting married, and I wouldn't be there for her. Who's going to be there for me lad, me missus? And I was in a terrible state, mate. I was crying uncontrollably. And wow, what a powerful moment this was. I just heard this voice from the background, and he was like, "Are you all right there, mate?" And I turned around, and there was this old guy who was on his own. And I just snapped out of it, and I got up and wiped my tears away and walked over, and he said, "Is everything all right?" And for the first time in my life, I just broke down in front of this fella. And I can remember him saying, I knew something was wrong. He said, "I was watching you walking round," and he said he thought to himself, by the time he gets to me, I hope he's still sat there.
Oh my God.
Yeah, looking back now, he asked me if I'd accompany back into the car, and we just walked back to the car at a slow pace. And for the first time, it was just with this guy, and I was just reeling off all my worries, and he just listened. And he told me that he'd went through it at an early age once. And we got back to the car park, and do you know what? I never even took his name. I never took his phone number.
Probably so much emotions at the time.
It was. I just gave him a hug in the car park, and I said, "Thanks for that, mate." And he said, "Are you going to be all right getting home?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "You know what? I'm going to go home. I'm going to tell my wife. I'm going to open up to my wife, tell her how I'm feeling." And that's what I've done. Yeah, I wish I had that guy's phone number
I'm
now.
sure you'll link up with him, I'm sure.
I'm sure, you know what, I think that's why we go back to Malcolm Cole so much, just in case I bump into him again.
Boss.
But yeah, that's how that come about.
Boss. Well, thank you for sharing that. Me and my dad were talking about it in the car before. He hasn't listened to the podcast yet, but I sent him it and the documentary the other day. I'm saying you need to watch it. And he was saying he thinks, when I told him that story, that this guy was your guardian angel.
Oh, 100%. Sometimes I think, was he actually there?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, 100%.
Because I'm into all that now. It's like things happen for a reason.
100%.
And I look back now, and I was talking to Martin Bone on the retreat about this. I opened up on the retreat, and he said to me, he said, I believe you did go there that day to commit suicide. He said, but you committed suicide to your old ego.
Sick.
So I was on the verge of a massive change, an awakening. People call it, I think I look back on when my dad used to talk about it and say people are going through, Jim and West going through a midlife crisis.
Yeah.
I believe sometimes now it's an awakening.
There's a different way of phrasing it.
There's a different way of phrasing it now. It's an awakening.
Martin Bone loves coming out with boss phrase like that.
He's
How does he pull these things out, lad?
He's a genius,
lad. What did he say? The awakening of your ego or something?
He said you committed suicide
to your ego. That's quality, that.
So he put a different spin on it, and I love the way he puts spins on it. Because he made it for it wasn't quite a sad story then, because we do need to look at our ego sometimes, and that comes probably from my football days and all that. You've got to have a bit of an ego in that profession, haven't you?
Boss.
So yeah,
thank you for sharing that.
No worries, mate.
Next, we want to talk a little bit about, obviously, the Thrive Walks. That's like probably the biggest part of what you do in the work you've been doing for the last few years. Obviously, now we're sat in this unbelievable space, and I'm sure there'll be loads of other things that come from it. But sort of the walks is where you started this journey off. Could you talk a bit about sort of what can a man expect to do when they go on these walks, and what can they take from it?
Yeah. The walks are just set up because I think, again, going back to my own thing, I'm not say distance myself, but I started coming away from all my old friends, and I don't know, it was just a natural thing. I come away, but then found myself lonely then after a certain amount of time, and when you're just a workaholic all the time and that, and you've isolated yourself, you ain't going out to the pubs no more and doing the things that you probably would, and like pubs are shutting down now, and that was a place where men congregated, wasn't it? All right, we went there for the wrong reasons to get on the ale.
Still an outlet, even so.
But for the first hour we chatted in. The best part of going to the pub was the first 10-15 minutes when everyone's walking in. You're like, all right, mate. And
it's like the footy changes,
the
like the buzz.
Rooms, the camaraderie of being around men. We need that in our lives. But I was thinking, well, we can't be going to pubs no more than that. Like, and then I touched on going out into nature. And I think when I was out in nature myself, I was like, wow, this is like a drug, this. It's like, I've been taking all the wrong drugs all the years growing up and that, and then I found this free drug of nature out in the mountains, and I was like, I need more men to experience this, because if it's making me feel like this, God, can it help other men? And if we can do it together as a group, wow, what would be better than that? So, yeah, that's where it was born, and I thought, let's start off, get on the social media, let's see if we can get a couple of men out, and I put the first one. I think one of the lads from Runcorn, he just took his own life, and we'll say no names and that, but he took his own life, and everyone knew him, so I thought, let's get it going now. So I put one on a Thursday night. We went to Malham Cove, and wow, freaking hell, there was about 50 fellas turned up, and I was like, woo. So I thought, right, we need a regular thing now. So that's when I decided, first Sunday of every month, let's get a walk going. I said at the beginning, I'll do 12 walks in 12 months. Now we're in year 4. But yeah, I thought, let's start off the month on the right note and see how it can last. So, and it worked, mate. I think when we got it out there, God, I think we're getting 50, 60 men coming on the walks.
Boss.
Turning up at the car park. We used to do coaches at the beginning. But then I was like, because I was all right for money, but I was like, my miss was like, you can't pay for the coach. And I was like, so I was asking lads £15 a seat, and I'd pay for the coach, and then lads would turning up, pay me, and then I'd get a look of lads who'd say they were coming and then not get up in the morning. So we done the coaches for about 4 months, and then we went to car shares.
Yeah.
But yeah, it certainly got the ball rolling. And then when I was seeing the amount of numbers that was coming out, I was like, whoa, this is needed, this, mate. this is more men coming out the woodwork here. And I think because I'd sat on 2 podcasts before and people see me talking about what we've just talked about then, it resonated with them and they were like, and Bri Crane's gone through that because I was the life and soul of the party and making everyone laugh and the boozers and that, and like freaking hell, and it's always the ones like that as well who are the loudest, who
Normally like
suffer in the work.
compensating,
Of course, we're compensating, yeah.
maybe without even realising sometimes.
Yeah, I think when I done the podcast as well, the amount of messages I was getting on Instagram, I was doing the bathrooms at the time then, and I was getting messages like essays of, because they heard my story and they were telling me what they'd gone through, and it was getting quite heavy.
It
and
is
I was
heavy
like,
stuff, innit?
heavy stuff, lad. So I was like, let's get on the walks and talk about it on the walk. So
Boss. And then it's sharing it amongst other people as well then, because there'll be fellas on there, like I just coming from last week, people like opening up and hearing other people, they were all sharing it with each other, sharing that weight.
yeah,
It's not all falling on you as well.
definitely.
Which is
Well,
boss.
you'll get men coming on the walks for the first time and they won't say anything.
Yeah,
and they'll just sit and listen, and that's We'll talk about Matt in a bit, who was on the last walk.
Yeah.
And they'll watch and they'll dissect it and they'll go home and sometimes another man's story will inspire them then to start, or it'll trigger something in them to go, I've got the same problem as him and I'm going through that. And then maybe in a month's time, if they stick with the walks, the confidence comes then to think, do you know what, these men aren't here to mock me or take the piss out of me about what I'm going to be talking about. So
that's what they're probably used to a lot of the time in it as well. Anytime you do speak, sometimes you get the mick taken out of you and you feel like that, even like as a kid in high school, anytime you spoke or put your hand up and then the first thing someone's done is laugh at you, it's like instilled in you then, isn't it? It's like, I don't feel comfortable speaking in public. Like, it's people like us probably take it for granted because it comes natural to us speaking loud, but some fellas find that really, really difficult, especially in front of other men.
Oh yeah, if I would have talked about this with some of the lads that I've grown up with,
get ripped.
I would say that, but I don't think they'd take it in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it goes over
only because, and again, this isn't blaming them people, because that's all they've known me as, like having a laugh and banter, we just buzz off everything. So when you come in with something serious, especially with suicidal thoughts, they're just gonna
they might not have the toolkit to deal with it as well. It's not that they're not that they're judging you or anything, or like they're not nice people. A lot of times it's just that they don't know how to deal with it.
No, of course,
other than like be a joker.
Yeah, definitely. So I think the walks are definitely helping men step out the comfort zones, we'll say that to start with. So yeah.
So like, what can a man who's never been on the walk expect to get from it? So maybe talk through like what you do in the next walk. What type of things would you expect?
So we'll jump in. There's always a cold water dip on the walks. I think when we first started them, I was getting on the walks and maybe some of them were too long. And then fitness would play a part with a lot of people because they hadn't been out for a while. So I had to like rethink about it and go, listen, the first walks of the month are like about
social.
Talking. So we need to keep it like flat and walk. But listen, I was eating somewhere else sometimes. And, I had a fella who wanted to kill me once. He was severely overweight, got himself on the walk, and we went up Llangollen Hill. And by the time he got to the top, he told me it was like he just conquered his Everest. He was beaten, lad, when we got to the top. But do you know what? He'd done it. And that was a good positive thing to say. Well, listen, if it was your Everest, you completed it.
Exactly.
So well done. But we never seen him again after another walk. So it scared them off, and I didn't really want to start scaring people off. So the walks now are more like low level. It's completable. Obviously, we had Tommy on the last walk who's 70. So if Tommy can complete the walk,
anyone can do
it. We don't expect anyone off you. You can come and just walk on your own and be part of a group. You can come. I do ask you to like try and step out your comfort zone and speak to someone that you've never talked to before.
But you would never be forced.
Yeah, because sometimes we've had a couple of lads who've come and they've come in the same car, and I'll go, instead of talking with the lad you've come with, go and speak to someone different. You never know who you're going to talk to. So that's another one. Obviously, I'll delve into the breath work, which has been a massive part of my life, becoming quite popular now as well. And it's definitely a key factor of me managing my mental health, which I'm ADHD, and I was listening to you the other day, and I do know now it's a superpower, but it's still a mental health. It's still part of mental health, and if you don't know how to combat it, it can be the downfall of you. So breath work and cold water definitely helps me combat my ADHD. It keeps me grounded. So we'll always be that going on there. Sometimes in the summer we'll do a bit of a sharing circle. In the winter we will
Go for a coffee instead.
Go for a coffee, yeah, or we'll just ask maybe 1 or 2 people just to touch base and just let us know how they're doing. And yeah, that's it really. We're looking to combat anything, whether you be lonely, unfit, you're looking for a new hobby, you may be looking to make a few new friends or socialise a bit more. A lot of people are hibernating now after lockdown. You get locked down and then you're in your comfort zone. Then some people haven't stepped out of their house again and they're stuck in that rut. And I want to just help as many people to get more active.
Yeah. It's mad when you see like just something as simple as going for a walk. Like me and you do it all the time and we just take it for granted. But just going like that country park we went the other week, to someone who's never been somewhere like that, you know, these sheltered people, it might like blow their minds and, like you say, get them what you did, get into hiking, and that could be the game changer for them. Or like some of the lads were mentioning about like the breath work. They said, I've never done it like that. I've never done it before. That was powerful. You know, there was tears and that, weren't there? The sharing circles, like sharing things in front of other men. That's again something that is a comfort zone thing, and like they wouldn't be forced to do it, but you know, it would be encouraged to try and do it. And these things, not many people are going to come along and do that and then go home and go, I regret doing that. You're never going to regret it, are you? It's only ever going to bring you joy, make you feel better and you feel lighter.
I've seen that so many times, mate. Like people come, I'll tell them to bring the trunks and a towel, and they'll get there and they won't do it. But there's never any pressure to do it. Do you know what I mean? You do things in your own time. But what they'll do, they'll sit back and they'll watch us get in the water.
See the buzz,
see us get out.
I want a bit of that.
And then the next time they come, they start getting in. Like Jeff,
just a toe.
Even if you do, just dip your toe into it. But Jeff Muse, my right-hand man, he was the one for the cold water. And I think it was like 3-4 months in, and we all went Malham Cove. And a mate of mine, I think Jeff was the only one who weren't getting in. And he went, come ahead, and he was like, I haven't got my shorts.
Was that on the documentary? The one that was jumping off the little cliff and everyone was cheering?
No, this was another one. We had about 40 men in this small waterfall in the middle of the forest.
Sick.
But Jeff ended up going in his bills in the end. And then after he done it, he was like, what was holding me back? Now he's like a constant cold water dipper now. And that's all we can ask. Like, give it a go. Just try and push past your comfort zone, you know what I mean? That's where the answers are.
So if you're looking for something to get out the comfort zone, you want connection, you want new mates who are on the same wavelength, you want to meet people who are on the same journey, you want to, you know, relate your stories and be around people who've been through the same things, then get on one of these walks. You know, I've been on one for the first time last week, and I don't know if you know me mate Ryan Prendy, I think his name's Prendy. He came on one of my walks like a year ago and told me about Thrive. But the way he worded it to me, like it was a men's mental health walk, and my impression straight away was like, oh, is it going to be lots of people who are feeling really down? And like, I can't go to that because I'm not feeling down. I'm all good. And I felt like it wasn't the right thing for me to do. But for some reason, I give it a go. And I got completely the wrong end of the stick. You don't need to be feeling down. Obviously, some people might be, but you can be absolutely flying in your life and still come along and benefit. And like I would say as well, even better, people coming like that because they're going to lift up the other people with their energy. Definitely. So anyone can come, can't they?
Wow, I'm so glad you've just said that, you know, mate, because this is a big part of me. I know there's so many lads because they message me, and we're only in a small little town here, mate, but because we play football, I know a lot of the football lads and all that, and they message me. A few of the lads, they message me and they tell me where they're at, and there's still that stigma out there of mental health, and if people see me on the walk, they're gonna think I've got mental health and all that, and I've got
so backwards, isn't it?
It's where I struggle now, because I want these lads coming out because they make me feel good, because I say he's one of the lads who was in the footy team, and he used to bring it when he was at the footy, but he might be struggling now. But it's that fear factor of being judged by everyone, and I think I've done it on my last post where I need to keep saying it a bit more, that we need more men who are thriving as well, because these
lead the
walks,
way.
yeah, we're not all sitting there like down
Wallowing.
and glooming and
No,
like.
it wasn't like that at all.
It's
That's what I
not.
thought it might be like, but it weren't like that at
No,
all.
it's
It was the
not.
opposite.
It's definitely not, mate.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you're thriving in life and you're buzzing and you're getting on the walks, I've got a couple of lads here, the Fredsons and all that, and they're brilliant, got a brilliant business. And when I see them come on the walks and all that, it lifts me and it empowers other men. And when they go back home and you see them on the pictures, it inspires men who know them. Go, well, if Fredo's come on one of the walks, I can't be that too bad.
Yeah.
And this is what I need. I need more men to step out and come out and just come out for a walk. And we have a laugh as well, mate. That's what the best thing in life is having a laugh. That's where all these lines come from, mate, the laughing lines.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Sick. As I mentioned, I went on a Thrive walk myself last week for the first time and I absolutely loved it. And I'm looking forward to the next one. Is it on the Sunday, the 2nd of November?
Sunday, the 2nd of November.
Where is it?
We've just, you know what? You put me on the spot here. So
we'll come back to that.
Yeah,
we'll come back to
that. We have got the location.
Yeah. Go on the Instagram. It's on the Instagram. But wanted to ask you, I thought it'd be interesting. You know, I've watched the documentary, like I said, really, really powerful. Listen to some of your podcasts, and I'd be interested to know what's the most rewarding sort of moments or the best moments from any of your walks that you've done so far.
God, yeah, when you just said that, then I've got so many, but probably the most powerful one was, and this guy will not bother mention his name, so it's Tucker, and you met him on the walk. And when he come on the walk, and this is relatable to probably a lot of men out there, it was a cocaine addiction. And what a guy. His wife gave him an ultimatum and said, you need to go and get on one of GoPro Bry's walks or you're gone. You're out the house, because he had 2 small kids as well. And we're talking £100 a day he was on, so he was deep into it. And he knew he had a problem. So he turned up on the walks, and at first he brought his son as a bit of a crutch. And you can imagine he's come out on one of the walks. Next minute I've got a big circle sat there and we're doing a breath work, and this guy's
very uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable. The most uncomfortable position you can ever put someone under. I mean, I've got everyone sat there cross-legged with their eyes closed. And
even just that on its own is too much for some people.
Too much for someone. And it's, listen, if you would have put me there all that time ago, I would have felt uncomfortable. But I could see him, and I asked them to close their eyes, and I looked over, and I think they all had their hands up in their air and their eyes closed. Because I had mine open, I was watching him, and he had his eyes open, and he must have thought I was playing in a trick, and he had his eyes open, and he's watching everyone, and he must be thinking, what am I doing?
These are going to do something to me here.
What's going to happen? There's going to be a joke. Everyone's going to have their eyes open going, ah.
Yeah.
But you know what? He delved in. He had a little go of it, but it wasn't the first walk. He tells me, as he said, like, when the next one was coming, I was going out with all them again, and that's not for me and all that. But then he turned up again, and then he come again, and then again, and then after 4 months, he started realising this is helping me, and he reached out to a lad who'd also shared about his problems, who'd been on a rehab, and he decided to take note of it, and he really dived in. And now I'm proud to say he's become one of my best mates on these walks. He's very similar guys to Geordie, so same setup from a working class town as well. And I think we just connected. You connect with like-minded men as well. And yeah, he's now, I think, 16, 18 months clean of cocaine. Boss. He's got his family back. I'm not saying he's got them back, but he's that dad that every kid
needs.
He's
got himself back.
He's got himself back at first, but his wife sent me a message about Christmas, and she was like, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Like, I'm sat here, my husband's present with the kids. It's the first time, like, he'd be open as a book, and he'd say, he'd be smashed Christmas Eve, and he wouldn't enjoy these moments, and he didn't know what he was masking. He went on a journey and learned about, like, his childhood traumas then, and how he'd been suppressing it through drugs. So that is powerful story, mate, to hear that.
Saving lives,
mate.
And thriving.
Thriving. Just another quick one as well is you seen him on the walk, just come to me head straight away there. Paul Hillen, he spoke on the documentary, Paul, as well. Now, Paul, he wouldn't mind me saying, he was quite overweight for his age and and he was coming on the walks. It was funny because he's got 3 brothers. Now I grew up with his older brother Steve, and it was good to see him. We played together when we were like under sixes. But Paul come on the walks with his brother Lee. Now he's used it for he doesn't really suffer with mental health. He's quite a together guy there, but he come on it for a different reason, like more health reasons. He was looking at what he was eating and all that.
Yeah.
And if you can see him now to what he was then, he's absolutely incredible how he looks now, the weight he's lost, the food he's eating. He's just a different man. So there's another inspiring
success story.
yeah.
Boss. And then I can't remember the guy's name, but the guy who done the breath work last week.
Wow.
Could you tell us about that?
Oh yeah, Matt. Again,
Fellow Matt. I'm a Matt.
Matt. Wow. It's funny because he's related to the Hillans. He was a cousin or something like that. And
Yeah.
I don't know how he reached out, but he ended up coming on the walk, and he told me on that walk, that was 2 years ago today, he come on his first walk. Well, Matt come on the walks, and again, he was a bit standoff, and he wouldn't share, would sit in the circles, and he'd just sit there and listen. He was a bit hard to read. He was just watching. And then a bit further along the line, after coming for a few walks and listening to another man, I think he realised he had a problem as well, which was alcohol and again cocaine. But he then looked in the mirror and said, "I've got a problem," and then I think it was his wife giving an ultimatum, and he ended up going on Lee Butler's Break Free. So we signed up to that program, and I think that's an incredible program over in Liverpool, where it does allow people with addictions to get to the root of the problem first. And he's done that, and he's become an open book. Anyway, he went missing for a few months, and then I think we were down Wales on the beach walk, and he turned back up, but he turned up as a different Matt this time, and he was like, "Right, can I share today?" And I was like, "That's what it's all about, mate. It'd be brilliant." He said, "I'm an open book now. I'm open. I just want to tell everyone I've had a problem. I'm not hiding behind it now." So he shared for the first day and told everyone his journey, what he'd been doing about it. And then another few walks he come back on, and then we had Wim Joff. Where I met him in Slovakia on Scano's retreat, and 2 similar guys as well with energies. We just connected, and I heard he'd done the Wim Hof retreat, and he'd become a Wim Hof instructor. Now he come on one of my walks, and I asked him if he'd lead the breath work, and Matt was there, and I think Matt delved into a breath work real deep for the first time with Wim Joff, because he's
good, isn't he?
He's brilliant, lad. He's just born to do that. And he put them through the paces for thingies, and I think something connected with Matt. So then after that walk, Matt started going to see Wim Joff and doing a lot more work with him in his work that he's doing up in Apex. And before this last walk, Matt phoned me and he said, "Bri, would I be able to lead the breath work?" And I was like, "Me, yeah." So in the middle of his breath work, I think I shared on the day, I welled up, and I got all emotional. But it wasn't for me. It was me in my thought process. I was sat there with my eyes closed, thinking, "Wow, this is a man who come on my walk 2 years ago, opened up a few months later with this addiction problem, and he's started to fix himself, and now he's holding space for men, leading the breath work and speaking so well as well for his first breath work."
It was so good,
wasn't it? I mean, it just shows me anyone's capable of doing that.
Yeah.
So we're creating leaders out of this as well, more leaders. So that was, again, another
That's got to be
one
of the best moments, hasn't it?
Yeah, they just keep coming, and there's more to come, and there's more.
Yeah. And I think as well, like how old is he in his 40s, 50s?
Yeah, I think he'd kill me if he said this. I don't know if he's a little bit older than me. I'm 47 now. We're similar ages, or maybe he's a little bit older. I'll say he's younger just to keep on me.
Let's say even if he's in his 40s or his 50s, it's never ever too late to go and learn something new. So obviously he's gone away and done this course, and now he's leading things. Like, it doesn't matter how old you are, you could be in your 60s, 70s, you can always do something new, can't you? If you've got the growth mindset and you want to learn and you want to change. So
100%.
really, really inspiring stuff.
Yeah, man.
So we've talked about the best moments there and some really inspiring moments. I'd be interested to know any of the most challenging moments that you've had.
Challenging, it was probably my own mindset on these walks. I think I've just went through it now. I've just when I started, I said I'm going to do 12 walks in 12 months, and now, as you know, we're on year 4, and you get people come and going, and also you get people reaching out and telling you what they're going through, really landing all the problems on you. Not saying they're landing them on me, but
It's a lot to
they voice,
take.
yeah, they tell me some heavy stories, and then you see them coming on the walks, and you're like, yeah, it's right, you're doing something about it, and then you don't see them again, and they go missing.
Yeah.
But then because I'm an empath and I'm a
Yeah,
worrier,
yeah. You worry for them.
I worry for them, and like I've had to navigate through this, and like think I check in with Martin sometimes, and I've learned over the years not to carry people's.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I can only do
You
what
can
I
feel people's stuff without carrying it. But it's a skill,
I
isn't
think
it?
you're the same. Mine was very similar. Like an empath will carry other people's problems and that, and I can't do that no more. So I've had to learn to enjoy these walks for myself as well, and then not
Yeah,
go
yeah.
home, and then I've got to switch off. Then when I
Yeah,
go
yeah.
home, the walk's done. Then it's time for my family now.
Yeah.
So I can sit there and I can come home, be out with the lads for 4 or 5 hours, and then come home and I'll be
You're
in
texting them
silence.
for the next 10 hours if you
Yeah,
could do,
texting,
couldn't you?
yeah, and people are texting me saying thanks for the walks, and
Yeah,
and my
yeah.
wife sat there, and I
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
spoken to her all day, so I'm still navigating through it myself, how to what do we say, how do we
Carry other people.
carry other people. Yeah, it's hard, and then so that's a challenge in itself, really.
Yeah. And I know, like, when I came on the most recent walk, that was your first one back because you had a few months off.
Yeah.
So if you just talk a little bit about what the sort of the time off was, what was the sort of turning point?
The time off was after the documentary. It was just, I think when I'm in the thick of doing these walks, because you're in the inside of it, you don't really realise what you're doing. You just think, I just think I'm just turning up, putting on a walk. But then when you hear the documentary and you listen to people saying this changed my life, this is helped save my life, as we hear Jay say on the documentary, it was very overwhelming for me, mate. It was a powerful moment. So it really hit home. And again, when I said I was having a month off, I booked a little holiday with my wife, and I thought I'm going to have a bit of family time now and just sit and reevaluate and see whether I've got this passion to carry it on and that now. Because I believe that if I'm going to do something, I've always done this in my life, you've got to give everything for it to be a success. You've got to put your heart and soul into it. And a little bit of me was like, am I putting the right enthusiasm into it? Do you know what I mean? And then after 2 months and 3 months out, then I started slipping back into old habits and that. And I was like, no, I need these walks again for me. These walks make me accountable for myself as well, mate. Don't just help other people. They help me at the same time as well. So I thought, yeah, let's get them going again and give them at least another year and see where we are in another year.
Yeah.
I mean, in 4 years, if you can get a song out of it and a documentary,
you're doing something right.
Maybe of another year, what can happen in another year? So
Hollywood.
Well, Netflix is me big
Yeah,
one, lad.
yeah. Sick. Maybe, who knows? Never, ever say never.
Mate, I manifest it every day.
Sick. So we've talked about the biggest challenges. I think it's time then, you've mentioned already, we've talked a little bit about the documentary. Tell us about sort of the process of the documentary. Where did that come from? And what can we expect? People haven't seen it yet. What to expect from it?
It blew me away. The night of the documentary, we had a bit of a premiere about 4 months ago. And that was a big thing for me as well, because we had a local guy who runs the Heath. He gave me the space up there, let me set up all the tables. I was looking around for this venue to hold it, and I put pressure on myself, mate. I build up this big event in my head, and then when things weren't happening, I was struggling to get a venue and that, then the pressure starts coming with it. So I started to put myself under all this tremendous pressure, and I know what the lads had done doing the documentary, and I wanted to make them proud and give them the setting for what at the time I didn't know what was coming, but I wanted to put it out there.
You want it to be special, don't you?
Yeah, and do you know what? At the beginning of the walks in the first year, and that, one walk we got 75 men coming on them. And I turned up at the car park. I thought Runcorn were playing their home, lad. I was like, wow, what's going on here? And it was a January walk, so everyone's probably had a heavy Christmas and went, new me, new, let's start.
Yeah.
But as the years had gone on and we were getting into year 4, like the numbers weren't as big no more. They weren't the 60s and the 50s. We were dwindling down to like 20, 15 fellas, which, don't get me wrong, it weren't about me being the numbers. It was about the fellas who were turning up them days, but then feeling of like 50 men going out and you're like, fucking hell, look at this. It was starting to go away a little bit. And then when the documentary come, because I think the documentary was like shot about 2 years ago, and
Right.
plus they all work. So they were doing this in the spare time, and they
Yeah, yeah.
wanted to make it amazing.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a full-time job for them. So it was coming, and I was like, when's this documentary coming out? It's been...
Yeah.
So I think I continued the walk just till the documentary come as well.
Yeah,
So
gives
that
you a bit
kept
of
me going.
inspiration and fuel to keep going a bit.
100%. So when the documentary, we put the night out for the documentary, and I was sending out all the invites to especially all the lads who come on the walk, so like the Scanos and all that, who's a big inspiration in my life. And I was like, oh, no one's going to come here now. And then that fear of no one turning up and just me and the night to the fried table there for this big screen. But you know what, lad, on the night of the documentary, we had 160 people turn up. They all come out the woodwork for.
Boss.
And it was a powerful night. But yeah, that was the documentary night. So on the documentary, it'll just give you a massive insight of what these men have been getting out of the walks. Yeah. Like I say, I didn't make it, so they've come on the walks, so they've experienced it for themselves. So to hear it from another man's perspective, not just what I thought, it's like, just wait till you see the documentary, because I'm hoping that'll inspire more men to get back out with us and that. And get back up to them numbers.
Yeah. Well, as I say, I've seen it, and then like this, it deserves to be seen by a lot of people, because it's amazing. Wow. So the people who made it have done an unbelievable job, and obviously it was worth the wait.
Yeah.
So like I can't wait. Like my dad sat over there, and he hasn't seen it yet, but I'm looking forward to him watching it. And I think, like as you say, a lot of people will be inspired. It's just pushing it and getting it out there to the right people. And then hopefully the people who see it share it with a friend, and it gets out there. So you've talked about the process of it, sort of where it came from. What sort of things are covered in the documentary? We've like it's a lot of it is what goes on in the walks and the stories.
Yeah, it's just the stories. It shows like clips of the cold water dips taking part, like the breath work and that. It shows the breath work where people, when they come on the walks, they think, oh, it's not for me. That I've got a great guy from Runcorn as well, Bobby Hughes, and he comes with his grandson every month, and it's great because he'll sit in the circle, Bobby, and you know what, one knows him round Runcorn, mate. And when we go around the circle and it comes to share, he's the same all the time. I don't really suffer with mental health, me guys. I've got it all together, and he has. He says, but it's just great to get out with a good bunch of lads, and especially bring his grandson. I'm a big advocate for that as well, getting the kids out.
Defo.
Kids out with us. If they see the dads thriving out on the walk, and like I used to go hiking with my uncle when I was younger. It wasn't really my dad, it was my uncle was from up in Scotland, and he'd come and pick me up and we'd go up hiking. So it was installed in me in an early age, and it's come back in me later life. I was like, I enjoy this. So when the kids see it as well, and the kids see the dads like talking with men, it helps the kids as well.
Yeah.
And the kids are getting in the cold water as well now.
And like it shows them how to behave and how, like, you know, just being around other men and adults like can still have fun as well. So having kids there, like, and there was a young lad there that I mentioned to you before there the other day. He was only 19, and like I was blew away by the way he was, you know, so intrigued and asking me all sorts of questions. I ended up spending like the whole walk with him basically. But like I saw myself as like a 19-year-old in him.
Yeah.
Where I was asking questions. So like my elders, when I was like 19, one of my biggest inspirations was my jiu-jitsu coach. Who the first time he got me into martial arts, and he was that person for me that, you know, got me into yoga, cold water, and basically changed my life. And like the power of like the networking and speaking to other people, I was sort of like, I'm not saying like I'm you know, not bigging myself up or anything, but I'm saying it was nice that he was asking all these questions and I had these answers for him, and you know, you can tell someone's really listening, and like not just like asking a question and sort of like his brains, like he was looking at me intently and taking on everything I was saying, and like that was really nice for me. So as I say, like having young people as well on there is amazing. If you're a dad and you can bring your lad or your younger kids, even like the kids, like when we were doing the breath work, the little kids were all running around just
Yeah.
playing in the water, weren't they?
Yeah.
But so, you know, it's boss. They don't have to be sat in the circle, do they?
Yeah.
They can do whatever they want.
It was funny that because when the kids were all playing around, I think someone shared and went, "Oh, I got lost. I could hear the kids and all that."
Yeah.
But I can remember going back to when Martin Bone and Scano were doing stuff on the beach in Crosby Beach in the morning, like the 5 a.m. thing.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I started going down to them in like 4 years ago, and it was funny because it took me back to when I started first meditating, and we went down to the beach and I was sat there, and because I was like looking up to Scano at the time and thinking, I was like so intrigued, so I was invested, and Martin started leading a meditation on the beach. So I had my eyes closed and I'm sat there just on the breath work and I'm getting into this meditation. Next minute, a group of people started coming onto the beach, but he had a ghetto blaster.
Oh my God.
So I'm sitting there in meditation and I'm like,
Fidgeting.
what the fuck? Why? I was like starting to get angry in my
Yeah,
meditation.
you're ruining me meditation.
But how Martin Bone combated it. He sat there and we're all like that. And he said, as he was speaking, he says, and as you can probably tell, we've had a few people join us on the beach today. Now let's welcome them in our own way and take in their sounds of joy. And like, so he took it from a negative to a positive.
There's a positive spin on it.
So I started thinking, these people are up at 5 a.m. as well and coming down to the beach with the music. So it's just how we perceive stuff as well.
Yeah.
So when I heard the kids playing, I was taking that in, saying it's great to have the kids out with us, listen to them in the background.
Yeah. Whereas you could have looked at it and gone, "Oh my God, they're shooting my head in."
Yeah,
so there's always a positive way of spinning things, isn't it? That's a yellow trait. That's
a yellow.
That's a yellow trait. Nice. So, as mentioned, I've already seen the documentary, but at the minute it's not actually live. I've only seen it through like a private YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because it's going to be in these film festivals, which Brian's going to talk about in a sec. But it's going to be available, and I'm sure as soon as it comes out, it'll be on the Instagram. People can keep their eye out on there.
It's on. So I've got a link to it at the minute. It's on the London Breeze Film Festival at the minute. And if you click on the link, I think it costs you £20, but you get an unlimited pass. There's a load of films that are being made this year, but the 5 documentaries in there. So if you wanted to see it now, unfortunately you'd have to pay £20 to get a link to go and see this. So you'll be able to see it that way. And then we've got another film festival that we're all going down to in Keswick on the 22nd of November. And I'm thinking after that then, I think them film festivals out, I think it's going to be put onto YouTube then, and then people will be able to watch it through then. So I can't wait. I want people to watch it for free, but if you're dying to see it now, there's that link there, or wait till after the Keswick Film Festival.
Boss. So yeah, November 22nd is this film festival. So I'm sure, is that on the Instagram? Is that being promoted at all?
Yeah, we're just putting snippets on there because, like I say, I know not like the film. The guy Zach who made the film, he's the film man. So like he's just letting me know every now. This is what's happening now. This is what's happening now. And like I'm just want to share it with the world. Like, But I want him, because of what he's put into it, I want him to achieve something out of it as well, because of the time and the effort he's put into creating this. I want him to do, because that's what he's trying to achieve in life, be a filmmaker. So I mean, he's captured this men's mental health, and it's probably not documented as much as it should be. That's why I manifest every day that this needs to be put on Netflix. I've watched some I'm trying to look for the right word there. But yeah, we watched some crap on Netflix, and I think I watched a program called The Pond, cold water dip, and I was like, if you can do a program about a pond, surely like we need to see this about men's mental health and what these walks are doing. So you never know what's around the corner.
You never know, and I think that's why like we don't even watch telly anymore, do we? Hardly. Like we just watch YouTube.
Yeah.
Because like there's so many amazing things on YouTube that just get missed because they don't fit into this like box of entertainment on Netflix. But then you'll see like bloody Korean zombie hunters, this crap that kids are watching, absolute, like show, I don't know, just stupid shows that have no value apart from entertainment. Some of the things you can see on YouTube, if you know what to type in, is amazing. But as I say, hopefully, fingers crossed, it gets to the people it needs to be, and if it doesn't end up on Netflix or something, I'm sure it'll work out as it's supposed to. I'm sure it will help a lot of people.
Yeah.
But fingers crossed, you might see it on Netflix, Disney, whatever,
Yeah.
Hollywood, who knows. Okay, so we've talked about the documentary. Not only is there a documentary from this walk, but there's also now a song and a music video. So do you want to tell us a little bit about where that came from?
Yeah, the song came first, mate. The song came. One of the lads in the group messaged and said, "Listen, this is a lad from the Runcorn, Tom Harry." He said he's contacted us and said he's seen the walks and he wants to know if he can write a song about it. And I was like, I knew his family, and I was like, wow, yeah, go ahead. So I remember sat in ours, it was a couple of months later, and he sent me it on WhatsApp, just the song. And I was sat in ours, I was just about to go to work, and I started listening to him. My missus was upstairs and started listening to this song. And then I got to a certain point in the song where he talks about, like, put down your tools, which that's what I was going through. My job was making me feel down and that, and I just got this lump in my throat. I was like, wow, this is incredible. And I shouted to my missus down, we listened to the whole song.
Get up here.
We're both in the kitchen crying our eyes out. I was like, wow, what? That's incredible. And then after that, we did the song, like, we went out on a walk and we let everyone listen to the song. It was like we had a few tears there, because everyone will relate to something in the song. And then he was like, I've got my cousin there, and reckon we want to make a music video. So obviously there's a women's walk that goes out as well. So we just put it in the community group, and we got a load of people out walking, and we just let them do the thing, just take pictures that day. And yeah, and we come home and he put this music video together, mate. And I was like, wow, what's happening here, mate? This is incredible. So yeah, this another thing that blew me away.
I listened to it the other day, so what we're actually going to do is I'm going to move the camera up now with some fantastic editing, and we're going to try and show everybody. So here we go.
Yeah. Let me begin with where we was before we started. Always anxious, never travelled, like you permanently car sick. Addictions and prescriptions got you feeling so lethargic. As you looking in the mirror, you've been feeling broken hearted, cause you know this isn't you, but you keep living in the darkness. Always thinking about the losses and the people that you've part with. Take another sip because the pain you need to heart it, as you wish for help to try and lift the weight so you feel harnessed and you lifeless. Always feeling empty as a carcass, and you lacking in nutrition like a field without the harvest. Some drink, some smoke, some put needles in their arm, it's all the same. So never think that what you deal with is the hardest, or you'll never break the chain. But believe me, you're an artist, everybody's got a story, come and speak it and be honest. If you feeling like your rep will be dramatically tarnished, no, a tree will never grow and automatically be varnished.
I know you're broken, you feel hopeless, there's a darkness in your mind. Come with me and we will take a walk, we'll talk and find the light. If you're open, I'll help you cope with all these demons that you fight. When you're lonely, you're surviving, but together we will thrive. It
isn't just about addiction, it's about the everyday man and everyday woman who are looking for escape plans. Never speaking out to hide their tears behind their Ray-Bans. Lock their palms together, pray to God to be in safe hands. Trying to stay afloat on a planet that's full of pressures. And you sick of seeing posts, you ain't managing all the letters. Just another bill you can't pay. Cupboards looking dry of food. Felt like you had wings, but it's damaging all your feathers. Or maybe your kids are giving you hell and they're playing up in school. Maybe your partner cheated on you and now you look a fool. Maybe you just hate your job and don't want to pick up the tools. Or maybe someone died and now you don't know what the fuck to do. Or maybe you just never get a break from what you do in life. Trust me, the answer is never gonna be suicide. Know you feeling like all your issues have been dissolving you, but Thrive is here, so come and see if we can be evolved.
I know you're broken, you feel hopeless, there's a darkness in your mind. Come with me and we will take a walk, we'll talk and find the light. If you're open, I'll help you cope with all these demons that you fight. When you're lonely, you're surviving, but together we will thrive. We will will
Brian started the
thrive.
movement cause he was feeling the emotions, surrounded by the loneliness, deep within the ocean. As he's drowning in his thoughts, he started seeking the devotion to be fixing how he felt and put the healing into motion. Nature was the first step, finding different places where he could be at ease and let his mind go through the paces. Be alone and figure out the problems that he faces as his lungs breathe the air and help him break it into stages. Suicidal thoughts became a part of the journey, and he could see the gates but couldn't part to the paleys. He knew he wouldn't do it, but the darkness was scary as his brain's playing games, but his heart kept him wary. It was fight time, either get to moving or remain, cause life just isn't nice when you've been oozing in the pain. Everybody's got a choice and you can choose and make a change. Start feeling less trapped when you loosen the restraints. The weight on his shoulders started lifting, and then he realised that with a plan he could be gifting other people going through these similar things, and they could bring all the pain, cause with Thrive people listen. This ain't a place to talk football or what's been on the news. This is a place to let your walls down and speak about you. They've created a safe space you can be speaking your truths and realise you're not alone if you was needing a proof.
I know you're broken, you feel hopeless. There's a darkness in your mind. Come with me and we will take a walk. We'll talk and find a light. If you're open, I'll help you cope with all these demons that you fight. When you're lonely, you're surviving, but together we will thrive. We will thrive.
Wow. That's all I can say really is wow. And unfortunately, in the episode, whilst recording the podcast, we didn't actually get time to sit and play the song. What we wanted to do is play the song in person, listen to the lyrics together, and do a little bit of a feedback sort of session on it. And sadly, we did run out of time with Brian's Men's Mystery Night. So what I wanted to make sure I did was just take a little bit of time to listen to the lyrics again and hopefully let you take it in, because that is a seriously powerful song, powerful music video, and a lot of thought has gone into that as well. I don't want to go on too long, but I do think it is a really important topic to talk about, is the power of music and the power of lyrics. And the lyrics in that song are real world, hard hitting issues that for a lot of people probably are quite emotional to listen to. And for most people listening to that song, there will be so many lyrics that are relatable in there, because the issues that they've talked about are things that everyone goes through. It doesn't matter who you are, how much money you've got, where you've come from. These are things that happen day to day in the world, and they are not talked about enough. Being honest, I do not really listen to many charts music or things that are in the charts, because a lot of the time they are full of crap. The negativity and the things that they sing about, these rappers and famous singers talking about how cool drinking is and getting blackout drunk and talking to women like crap and beating people up. And it's just, this is the problem with the world. These are the things that are made to seem cool, and these are the things that for some reason get pushed in the charts. You would never ever hear a song like this at the top of the UK charts, and it's our job as people to push these agendas and make these things cool to talk about. These are the reasons that people like men are taking their own lives, because it's not cool to talk about these things. It's definitely not cool to sing about these things. So let's make it cool. Let's make this the norm. And I wanted to play the video again with no audio while I'm talking and waffling on, just so you can take a little look at the amazing things that this group have done for so many people, and hopefully long may it continue, because the world needs it. Now more than ever, in a world that feels so connected at times with the power of social media and the power of FaceTime, you can be across the world and still talk to the people you love. At the same time, we've never felt more disconnected, and these things, something as simple as meeting for a walk and talking with people who are on the same wavelength as you, can literally save lives and is saving lives. So again, GoPro Bright, thank you for your time. You are an inspiration to many people, including me. Keep doing the great work you're doing, mate. Wrapping up then. First of all, I want to say a big thank you, because you've been amazing, and I'm sure a lot of people will take a lot from this. Very inspiring. So I look forward to listening back myself as well. Shout out to Big Neil in the corner as well, being our first live guest. So well in, lad. We wanted to wrap up by just talking a little bit about Bry's Mystery Nights, because I'm also intrigued. We're here in the space now. You can probably only see where we're sitting, but surrounding us is a load of yoga mats in a very, very nice space in Runcorn Wellbeing Hub. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Thrive Wellbeing Hub.
Wellbeing Hub, yeah.
So we're in the Wellbeing Hub. Brian's invited us down, obviously, to film the podcast, and then me and my dad are going to take part in this Mystery Night. So we're excited. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what to expect?
Well, it wouldn't be called a Mystery Night, lad, if I told you what it was about with it. So we've got a newcomer here tonight as well. He sat over there, so
Nice.
I don't want to delve too much into it. But it's just another chance just to let fellas connect in an indoor space. As we're coming into the winter now as well, and the dark nights, the weather's changing, and I think that's when a lot of men's moods start changing. Now, not just men, women as well.
Everyone,
but
yeah.
men, like, we start slumping with the light deprivation and all that. So I've always wanted my own space just so we can do some inner work and all that. And then when I eventually got this amazing space, I was like, shit, now I've got to start doing some stuff in here and that. So again, it's the fear factor of stepping into the uncomfortable and getting men in to do it. But we've had a few in here before. Paul certainly enjoyed a few, and it's just letting men out of the comfort zones, just having a little check-in with themselves, looking in the mirrors and just seeing where they're at this moment in time, and being in a safe environment to just let themselves go. And they'll be definitely letting themselves go tonight, lad.
Nice. Looking forward to it. So is this something that the community can expect? Is it going to be like a regular thing?
Yeah, I'm maybe looking into next year of like, I've got a small little group who've been always had me back on the walks, and created another little group called the Knights of the Thrive Table. I've knighted them all, like, because they've done the time, they've saved the time on the walks and that. And yeah, I think they've always had my back, so I wanted to give a little bit back for them and like treat them to a few nights in here where we can connect more. And I'll see how this going. And again, it's with confidence with me. It's like putting it out into the community to come up and hold space for them. But I've got another big event coming up in November, which is going to be a dream of mine. And I've been asked to be a facilitator on a men's retreat. Again, so going back to when I was sitting on one now, 4 years later, I'm now going to be a facilitator for Warrington Wolves on a men's retreat, which a good friend of mine's invited me on to hold space. And so I'm just sharpening my tools tonight and using me lads as a bit of a guinea pig to get it going. So, and here they all are.
They're all walking through the door, all right, fellas. We're just wrapping up the podcast. So a bit of silence in the audience would be good. So to wrap up then, do you want to finally plug yourself and your Instagram one more time, and any of the other sort of socials or connections?
Yeah, so if you are interested in getting on any of the walks, you'll find me on GoPro Bry. Who was that?
Stop pulling the chairs, lad.
If you'll find me on GoPro Bry or Thrive Mental Health and Wellness. The flyers always on there. We've got an amazing girl who does all the social media and gets the flyers together for us. So the flyers out for next month already. All the details are on there. Either meet at the location in Runcorn or meet us straight at the location where we're heading to. And anyone's more than welcome to come and join us.
Boss. We're going to have to wrap up here because we've got people walking through the door and tables and chairs bashing all over the place. But anyone who's listening and stuck around this far, thank you very much for listening. And I look forward to seeing you next time.
Nice one, boss.
Cheers, lad.
Cheers, brother. Nice one.
Yes.
Laughing. Let's do it.
And that, weren't it?
Been up here for 5 hours.
We're recording.
Shut up.
Thank you so much for listening. Please check out our socials at Where's Hodgie. That's on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook at GoProBry78. Thrive Mental Health and Wellness. And please don't forget to follow, leave a like, comment and subscribe. Thank you so much for helping us grow. Have a great day.